Katie's definitely lying. Gretchen's also definitely lying. I don't know how, but Heather's also probably lying. You know what? They're all lying. Welcome to Showmance, guys, the only show on the internet doing deep dives on shows with no depth.
Shows as shallow as Jen Pedrante's memory card.
Who the fuck are these people?
I wish that you didn't have to know. I wish I didn't have to know.
Oh, I'm so happy I know. Guys, we're quick dipping. We're just doing a quick dip, not a deep dive, of Real Housewives of Orange County, which I'm so excited for. I've been waiting for this day my entire life. Put me in the game, coach. Like,
I heard these are the worst of the worst.
no, it's the
these
best
are the
of
worst
the
ones,
the top
aren't
of the
they?
top.
And
They're all the best.
They're pretty foul.
Yeah, I think. Give me the quickie rundown. Like, who's on this one? What are the names I might have
You
heard
know
of?
this show is 19 years old. So
Well,
I'm
you
just,
better get to yapping. This is a quick
You
dip.
don't have to tell her.
I'm just going to say that's the nicest thing you've ever
worst
said to me.
mistake ever.
That and wait, I'm
This
telling
just turned into a deep dive.
okay, so okay, Tamra is the OG on this show currently. The real OG is Vicky Gumbelson. She's the OG of the OC.
That name sounds familiar.
Correct. Kodo Insurance. Look it up. Tamra is
Side note,
yeah.
I grew up in Orange County.
Yep.
Like in Huntington, Newport, Costa Mesa area. I went to Newport Harbor and Ensign Junior High. Where this show is, I left my hometown for bigger and better things. And that place didn't even exist. It was just a bunch of dirt in rolling hills. Did you know that? Coda de Casa or whatever the fuck it's called?
Yeah.
Wasn't even a thing.
Tell us more, Grandpa.
Exactly.
Whatever.
How did you get to school every day?
We walked up those
I had a
hills
skateboard.
both ways.
I had a skateboard with the other kids from Rad.
I did skate. We rode our bikes, and then we our BMX bikes because we would go to the dirt jumps after school. But we would get tickets for running stop signs because there isn't really much going on. So the cops would give us like junior high and high school kids tickets for doing stupid stuff.
Well, STOP.
Anyways, yeah.
Okay, so Tamra has a very checkered past with not just these girls, but the audience as well.
Ooh.
She has done some pretty tragic things. She also has given us some pretty great television. We never know if she's lying or not. That's how I feel.
I mean, I don't watch these shows, and I can tell you she's a housewife of something.
Yeah.
She's lying. Yeah.
No, she's always having to like apologize and redact or retract.
But that's because of how she says stuff. She doesn't own up to saying like, oh, I lied about that.
Yeah.
So like, okay, anyway, so that's Tamra. Then there's Heather. Heather is, they call her Fancy Pants.
You know which one Heather is. Sometimes she'll be on $1 Million Listing. Heather has the long brown hair and her husband has she's a doctor, the
Terry
plastic
Dubrow,
surgeon.
Dr. Terry Dubrow.
The name rings a bell, but
Yeah.
I'd have to see the face too.
People have their opinions about Heather. I personally enjoy watching her on the show. I think there's something interesting about her. I think she lives a life that's very juxtaposed to how all of these other chicks live their lives. Like she had said, because she's Jewish and she lives in Orange County, they don't have a huge Jewish population. She goes, sometimes I'm just this brunette in a sea of like shiksa blondes. And like, I appreciate that. So I like Heather. Shannon up next. Shannon is also, Shannon's good TV. Shannon.
Translation: horrible person.
No, how about this? Hold on. I've met Shannon. I've had some conversations with her, and she's really lovely IRL. Like I don't know. Like I really enjoyed my conversations with her. Now she does some questionable things on the show, or is edited to be doing questionable things. She also recently had a DUI, which is not good. And she'll be the first to say it. She's also just recently, in the last few years, broken up with John Jansen, who then started dating a former housewife, Alexis Bellino, and they are now engaged. There's a lot going on.
See, I feel like we used to do a little thing called "You Heard It Here Last," where we just would go over some like news gossipy stuff.
6 months ago.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
That's why you heard it here last.
And I think that you sat here through a whole thing where we were like Alexis finally got kicked off the show, and it was like a big day for everyone. And I think you just sat there like, anyway, that's Shannon's
Arch
ex-boyfriend's, new fiance.
Yeah, see you, girl. Okay.
Deep.
So that's Shannon. Shannon and Tamra used to be a part of the Three Amigos with Vicky Gumbelson. They were all best friends, and then Shannon and Tamra had a huge falling out. Then we've got Gina and Emily, who came on at the same time. If you guys listen to Danny Pellegrino's podcast, which I love, he calls them Hip and Casita because Emily got a hip, not transplant. What is it when you get your hip replacement? Hip transplant. And Gina, when her and her husband were getting divorced, she was living in a casita somewhere. So I just think those are funny nicknames. Emily, I think Emily is very honest about the way she lives her life. She's a lawyer. She's also a party planner, big hyphenate kind of person. She's married to this guy, Shane, who literally proposed to her over like AOL Instant Messenger. It's their relationship seems strong, but it works.
Okay.
And then Gina, I like Gina. Some people think Gina shouldn't be on the show because she doesn't have like the financial cachet of some of the other chicks, whether they're fronting and stunting or they actually have like Heather Dubrow money, which she does have real money. I like Gina. I think Gina's funny. She's from Long Island. She still has her accent. I personally find her to be not laugh out. She's not Bethany Frankel funny. She's not NeNe funny, but she's funny. Like especially amongst this group of girls.
Yeah, she might be the easiest one to deal with on this whole show.
Yeah, like I like her. I find her to be,
she
very
doesn't do
palatable.
much, but like, yeah.
She keeps the story moving forward. She can be a little bit of like the truth serum and all this stuff. Then our newest cast members are Jen, who Natalie just did her line about. Jen just was getting out of a bad marriage, not a good divorce. She is officially divorced because now she's marrying this guy, Ryan, who
You'll know about that too. Go on.
Yeah, people have a lot of thoughts about Ryan. My one thought about Ryan, whether you like him or not, is he really needs a stylist. His clothes are questionable. And she was like a big topic last season. This season, not so much. And then finally, there's Katie, who keeps getting caught in these crazy lies. And that's what it is making, I think, this season, that is really the big story of the season. And we're kind of trying to track what's going on because there's a former housewife that came back, Gretchen Rossi, who when she first came on in like season 4, so this is what, 16 years ago, she was dating a guy who was like 23 years her senior. And he got sick with cancer and died, but she didn't get not anything. I think he left her like less than $1 million, which is still a lot of money, but so many people were thinking like, oh, you're going to cash out and get all these millions of dollars. I think she got like,
wait, what did he do?
$100,000. He did something with cars. I think he owned, like they would go to NASCAR racing events all the time. And he was really treated like a king because apparently he did some part or tire or some shit like that. If somebody can say
what was his name?
Jeff, Gretchen's boyfriend.
Yeah.
Gretchen boyfriend mufflers.
The guy that she mentioned before, Jennifer's person that she's getting married to, was involved in Shohei Ohtani's that whole
Oh yeah, you told me about
debacle.
Not
Yeah,
that,
but
not
like
the interpreter, but like a buddy.
yeah,
a
like
friend
somehow,
of.
some way, but like it isn't in trouble at all. So I've just let it go because I don't really understand it. And he's not in jail. Fresh out of jail, out on bail, California dreaming.
He is. He is.
Yeah.
Sounds like the Dodgers.
So, Gretchen, when Jeff died, Gretchen gets together with a Mr. Salade Smiley, who has been here from S19E9.
Yeah, I've heard of this.
Okay.
Troublemaker.
He was engaged
He's a total
to
dumbass.
Joe De La Rosa,
Yeah.
and they break up, and then he hooks up with Lori. Lori was an OG housewife who found love with George. We love Lori and George. Poor Lori lost her son to drug addiction a few years ago. She's raising his child. They're living, a very lovely life. Obviously, sans the tragedy that she went through. But
She's still married to
yes,
George.
her and George really
and now
are.
they're raising the grandkid.
Yes,
Oh, that's sweet.
very sweet. And they never got to have a kid together. And she had 3 kids, and I think he had 3 kids. And so now it's as tragic as the situation can be. There is some highlight in there for them. Not highlight, you know what I'm saying. So then Slade is like kind of back on the show just a hair because he did go on like a few dates. I think they shtooked personally. They never said this, but I think they did. They at least hooked up. Lori. And then he comes back in season 5 as Gretchen's boyfriend after
He
Gretchen's
loves a
fiance.
housewife.
Loves a
Can't get enough
housewife.
of them. Is dying to be a house husband. Has been working his whole life really to be it.
Listen, don't stop dreaming, kids.
It's working. I mean, he keeps popping up.
Yeah.
Which I want to talk about this because I listened to Slade and Gretchen on Juicy Scoop. Did you listen to it?
No.
Oh, it was fascinating what they were talking about. And they broke down everything that's going on this season. And then they also talked about season 1 and how when they originally pitched the show, it was supposed to be like a satire and they were going to do like a spoof. They were filming the show as this spoof. And then I guess midway through the season, the network called and they were like, no, we want to do like a serious version of this, but they wanted to keep all of the footage, which is why he said, you see me being such a douchebag, like with the eye mask on and doing like Tai Chi and all this stuff, because I thought we were doing a spoof.
Likely
I don't know.
story.
Yeah, sure,
That's right.
Funko.
I don't know if I believe
Let
that.
me just tell you, I don't need to tell you if you've been here once, you've been here more than once, you know that Courtney is very kind to everything. This is not how I would have described the show. This show, I don't think I could ever listen to Slade and Gretchen talk about anything. I think that they are probably the worst representatives of reality. I don't buy them for a second. I think Slade's living on another planet.
Well, Slade also said that the reason he went on a date with Lori is because
Are we going to need to crack this bad boy open tonight? Do you need to hold on to this for a little while?
Listen, just wait until next week. Well, if you're still here and we still don't have a Housewives replacement for you,
No,
you're going to want to
better.
hold on to that.
You guys better.
Yeah, meteor doesn't grow on trees. Well, it does, but
Yeah.
not, out of the bottle. The bottles don't grow on trees. So he said the producers called him and said, we really want you on the show. Why don't you take Lori out on a date? Which I find that very hard to believe. And so he's like, yeah, Lori's amazing. She's great. Of course I'll take her out on a date. And that's how production got him back on the show, because they were just dying to have him back on the show.
Yeah, like that sounds asinine to me.
Yeah, I think something goes in Slade's ear. He makes it bigger
Yeah.
and wackier than it really is. And then when he's telling the story, it's like there's a seedling of truth in there, which is the entire issue with this whole season of Orange County. And we'll get into it. But just to wrap it up, so he and Gretchen then get together, and they now have been together for 16 years. They have a child, and she's coming back as kind of like, not a friend of, because everyone knows her so well.
But they're not married.
No, they're not married. They talked about getting married on this episode of Juicy Scoop. And there's a whole long reason as to why they didn't get married.
She doesn't want his debt. He's in like
No,
so much
now
debt.
I guess he's out of debt, but they
according to him.
well, possibly.
Listen, I'm not going to do this the whole time, I promise. But like,
No.
this like
The
I'm
debt story
just,
was all part of the parody thing we were doing.
No, they said, hold on, because Gretchen was the one. She kept saying, she was like, he's in so much debt, and I don't want that. Like, I'm good, I'm pristine. Get the fuck away from me with your debt shit. Not shading it. That's what she said. And then now when they were asked about it, she goes, no, now it's not the money shit. It's as soon as we started talking about that, we realized we wanted to have a kid. And because he had a vasectomy, we had to do IVF, and we had to go through 5 rounds of it to get pregnant. And it's so much money every time you have to go through it. And so we wanted to take that money that we would have spent on a wedding and spend it on IVF. And then for the first 2 years you have a kid, like you feel like shit, you look like shit. This is what she was saying.
Yeah.
And she was like, so I didn't want to get married then. And now like our kid's 6 and we're back on our feet and everything feels good. So now we've talked about like, yeah, maybe we'll do it now. But she's like, also, I don't give a shit if we never do. So anyway, but just so you know, Gretchen is now on, and she's talking about this whole lie is about this evening that they had when she was still engaged to Jeff. And she was the new young hot chick in Orange County on the show. She went to Tamara's house for a dinner party, and Tamara and Vicky couldn't stand Gretchen for reasons that we don't know. Maybe because she was younger and cuter or whatever. Who the fuck knows? And they said, let's get her naked wasted. Nobody knows what this means. It's not a term. Now it's a term. But they just wanted her to get so hammered and do something out of pocket. And she did hook up with Tamara's son in the bathroom that night. They have it on camera. Gretchen has never, allegedly, Gretchen's never said she did, but like if you watch it back and you hear what's going on, they're talking, she's like, I can't, it gets quiet, it sounds like smooching noises. I would be shocked if they didn't kiss. Shocked.
Yeah.
And they were getting her hammered. They wanted her to do something nuts. And now it's resurfaced, and this chick, Katie, said, we had dinner with Slade, Gretchen, Jen, her fiance Ryan, my husband Matt, and me. And Gretchen said, they got me so drunk that the next morning I had to go to the hospital because I thought I was roofied. They tested my blood and it came back positive for drugs. That's Katie's side of the story. Quick little side note on this last episode, Tamra shows up with a chick named Jo. Jo is an original housewife. She was the one who was engaged to Slade originally. Wow. Damn, I'm good.
When does Summer House come back on?
I know.
I just am so proud that I don't have dementia and I was able to remember all of that.
I know, but
by the way,
God,
the show
you're
might
really making them look nice and lovely, and with just some drama. Like,
oh no, it's a shit show.
I think the best case scenario for this season, I think this is the worst season of television I've maybe ever seen. Just putting that out there
I
right
really
now.
enjoy it.
Best case is that their entire season thus far has been based off of a resurrected incident from 15 years ago. And the worst case is that I think that Katie brought up an incident that happened 15 years ago and is now, I think she's found herself in a position possibly. I feel like that this whole fucking thing about like why we can't really get to the bottom of it is because I think that someone probably pulled Katie aside and said, we do not want to talk about that incident. It is a new day. 15 years later, where who wants to answer for why have you kept this asshole employed who tried to get her coworker naked, wasted, and drunk enough to let her guard down and hook up with her loser son? And like it just is like that's why I think that this thing can't get hashed out. Like and there are so many. This is my other another option that could still be simultaneous with these other ones. Is that I think that this show has maybe taken a note from Love Island, where they see that half of the show now is social media and half of it is the show. Like they're both like they're conjoined.
Yeah.
And I can't tell you how many different interviews and how many different, whether it's a TikTok, whether it's a Juicy Scoop type, it's Nick Viall or even Dana Wilkie I had to go on today. And she seems to be the one who was like, got a lot of shit kind of, timelined out, and she's got receipts for everything and just like giving you options of what could be happening. Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay, please do tell.
Well, I like they brought Sheena Shea into this. That Sheena's the one that is friends with Gretchen and was trying to was like talking to her on a podcast however long ago. How do we get you back on the show? And then she also knows Kiki, and so they think Sheena's the one that told Kiki, and then Kiki maybe brought it up at this thing. Like, listen, this is how far fetched they are. They are spreading out 15 different scenarios that like all of them could have some sliver to them.
Yeah,
and it feels like it's a look over here while we're dealing with this situation that Katie weren't like that was not supposed to come back up. The producers are pissed that this incident, like you can't revisit it in 2020, whatever the fuck this is, 2025.
but you can. The thing is, you can, right?
Well, you can, but then you like who would want to?
I think they just want ratings, quite frankly. So I don't know if they would really care, like as far as that means that like Tamara can't be on the show anymore or whatever. I think where I get so...
Sorry, that bug is so annoying. There's a fly. It's like a larger one, though. Usually they're like ones you can kind of ignore.
Yeah. Maybe he ate all the little ones. Gretchen and Tamara have a beef that spans over a decade.
Yeah.
These two, it's a shame for so many reasons. One, because I just want everyone to get along. But in all sincerity, like when they were getting along, there was one season where they were like, let's fucking dead and bury what has happened. We're apologizing. We're moving forward on a new, like, fresh page, right? And they were actually fun to watch. And it felt like they kind of got each other, and it was nice. It was nicer to watch than them arguing because, whatever, there's enough of the arguing on the show. And with them, we're never fully unknotting it because you saw it on this episode. They're bringing up shit from 10 years ago. And I get it. I get why Gretchen said, you called Slade a deadbeat dad, and you're continuing to bring it up in present day. It's not like you're saying, okay, I'm sorry I said it, and I'm never going to mention it again. And then I'm sure Gretchen's done stuff also to Tamara that's the same thing with her child, because Tamara went through a bad divorce on the show, and her one child has completely alienated her from her life. She will not speak to her. And she, I guess, made a post on social media saying something about the situation, the daughter. And Gretchen replied to it. And Gretchen said, I'm so sorry. I shouldn't, this episode, she's like, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have done that, whatever. Point being is, yep.
Real quick, did the Katie was the one that got roofied or so?
No,
Gretchen. Katie is the one that
said, let's get
outed it.
naked.
Told it to a blogger.
Gretchen got naked, wasted, made out with the kid, and then
Allegedly
went to the doctor the next day and said, "Oh, the doctors did a blood tox, and they said I had drugs in my system." That was Gretchen.
So she's saying
Allegedly.
that, but then
she's
saying she didn't say that. I never went to the hospital. I never said I got roofied.
Okay, but she said she went to the hospital and had drugs in her system 15 years ago.
No, they were on this bus ride in New Orleans, and Tamara said, "Did you say that?" And Gretchen was like, "Yeah, what? Yeah, I went." Like she said it in this weird way. I rewatched it 800 times because in this episode of Juicy Scoop, she said to the host, whose name is Heather, she was like, she goes, first of all, we've all misspoken. And they have, in all fairness. Like if you watch the show, they've all flubbed their words.
And that is my biggest beef with this, is that like you're going to take out this one who at this point, Katie, I think is the most likable person on this show. Like even though I did not like her at all last season, now I'm just like, she has been so sidelined. She's been so singled out and has been made to carry what I think is like just a laughable amount of fucking the brunt of like they all lie all the time. These little just like, oh, they just say, oh, I was just saying it, or I didn't even really say that, or whatever. Like it's just they've really made a fucking mountain out of this.
I think it's because, well, okay, hold on.
Okay, sorry.
No. You're totally, I get what you're saying. I just want to finish this one train of thought so I don't forget it because I get what you're saying. So Gretchen said, we had been filming for 2 days straight. I was exhausted. When she said it, like you can even hear, it's not like a clear, coherent sentence.
Yeah.
And listen, do I think that there's a lie somewhere in what Gretchen and Slade are saying? 100%. Here's where it doesn't line up for me. Gretchen can't stand Tamara.
Yeah.
You see in the coming attractions for the rest of this season, this kumbaya moment that they had on the beach this episode, it doesn't last for more than an ice cube in hell. Like it's so short-lived. If she not just thought that she was roofied, if she went to the hospital and had proof that these women who fucking were gunning for her, who was trying to say she was having an affair on her fiance who was dying of cancer, who is now engaged to a deadbeat dad when his son is in the hospital dying of cancer. Why would she not publicize that, wallpaper every bathroom in Orange County with the fact that here's my toxicology report, Tamara I went to her house and she roofied me. Why would you not come out with that?
Totally. No, I totally agree about that. But why did she say in the car that she did and then took it back later?
That's the thing. If you listen to her, she said like she was like, yeah,
I was really sick.
I was really sick. Hospital. Yeah. Like she doesn't say like, yes, I went to the hospital and I said that and I got tested for drugs and my toxicology report came back that I had Rufinol or whatever in my system. It's so incoherent that I can't get the full thought of what she was trying to say. So because of that, and because I know she hates Tamara, and if she was sitting on this for 15 years, it doesn't make any sense. If you had this smoking gun, you would fucking say it. Yeah. That's why. And Jen is best friends with Katie. Yeah. So why would she pick Gretchen's side to lie for Gretchen? That doesn't make sense. And then also Katie in this episode said they are so like something about Tamara. She was saying something about Tamara that's why they're lying for Gretchen. Oh no, they said, Katie goes, remember when they were sitting down for coffee and she goes, in her confessional, she said, they hate Tamara so much that this is why they're lying for Gretchen. And I'm like, that doesn't make sense. If they all hated Tamara and they knew Tamara drugged someone, why wouldn't they want to out that?
Well, that's why it starts to make sense to me that like this is a bigger like I think that Katie talked about something and Gretchen talked about something that like I think that they maybe weren't supposed to. maybe there was an agreement going into this. We're not bringing up old things or what. And maybe she told Katie that and just in a way that like thinking, oh, we're all friends here, or, you know, whatever. And just said it, not really realizing that like, you're going to have to deal with all of this now. And it just, there's something so weird about this. It feels very much like someone came in and said, this needs to go away. I don't care how you do it. I don't care who has to fucking take the bullet for this, but this is not happening on this show right now. We are not revisiting the night that this thing happened in 2025, where I think that there could be an audience revolt against like a network that let that happen and continue to employ that person for the, and like, listen, these are my baseless conspiracy theories, but like, this does not make any sense at all. And Katie has got me. I think that Katie has lied before. I think they've all lied a ton though before. And so I can't.
That's the problem.
Yeah. Because it's so convoluted, and it's almost like if it's not something that the network's trying to cover up, or that the show just decided like, I don't mean to keep saying the network, like I fucking know what the network's doing, but like just the show in general. If it's not something that they're just like, no, reel it back, retract, like that goes away now. I don't care who has to fucking say they lied, but one of you guys are going to have to fucking say you lied. If it's not that, then it would be that like I was talking about, you know, how Love Island is so successful and so worldwide massive because of the social media, and because like you can't ever keep up with it. It's got you going 24 hours a day trying to keep up with everything. And they might be taking a page from that, because honestly, it's the best way like fandom is priceless for a show, you know? The people that are just like, I'm going everywhere, but like I knew we were filming tonight at 6 p.m. So like I knew like I'm just trying to, you know, do what my responsibilities. But I can't imagine seeing how many comments are everywhere and all those things that I watched. People that don't have any responsibility to show up here at 6 p.m. and have something to say are also very invested in this, and very like. So it seems like it could be either of those things, where they're like making it so convoluted that like you can't ever really find the string, like where does it, like where, like it's impossible. This is an impossible thing to get to the bottom of.
It is an impossible thing. That's why I was saying in the beginning, like, Katie's definitely lying. So-and-so's definitely lying. Everyone's lying. And this is the problem. It's like, I think I said this last episode, it's like trying to find where your skin starts with situations like this. And the thing that's really doing Katie a disservice is her own actions from last season when she did lie. Yeah. And there's a stink on her from that. And because nobody else, Jen seems very like, cut it with the Babe in the Woods routine, Karen, you know, from Goodfellas. Like, she does have that like Babe in the Woods routine kind of going on. And I'm not saying that it's false. I'm just saying she doesn't seem, Tamara seems more cunning. Yeah. Like, this is what we're doing. I came to play. Let's get, whether you like her or not, she came to play ball. Yeah.
Hate by BT dubs for the record.
Yeah.
Keep it there. It will never get, you can't edge that off my record. Like, she's done too much. Like, this is a horribly unpleasant woman who's miserable, and I think immensely insecure, and is like, I don't know who she would be without this show. I truly don't know what Tamara's life would be without it. And I think it scares the living shit out of her. I think she hates being the villain, but also knows it's like she rules the roost by being the villain. It's a very fucked position that she's found herself in. And I don't know. For me, I don't think there's redemption for Tamara.
It sucks because every time she takes steps forward and you're like, oh, I like this version of this person. It's like her bad habits just come back it's like, you know, when you try to cure something with antibiotics and like you start feeling better and then it comes back with a vengeance. Yeah. That's what happens for me with her.
No, totally. That's why it's like, I don't know how she gets out of any of this.
Sometimes, but here's the thing. You know, I always say like a broken clock is right. Even a broken clock is right twice a day. Like, sometimes she is right she's a dog with a bone with stuff, but sometimes she is right. So Vicky, the OG of the OC, she was dating this guy named Brooks, who is a degenerate. Okay. He faked having cancer on the show. I mean, this is horrific bottom of the barrel behavior. Okay. She knew from jump, before Brooks ever even said he was sick, fake cancer, any of that stuff. She was like, this is not a good person. Like, at first she was this is her best friend's dude. She was like, yeah, no, like I'll go out with them. We had a good time, whatever. But you could tell she never really liked him and very quickly got on his case and would not let up, to the point that she would meet up with Vicky's daughter and she was like, we got to get her out of this. This is a bad situation. She was right there.
Yeah.
So it's like, I can't, it's why sometimes I get confused with her, whether you like the messenger or not. It's like, I might not enjoy Tamara's method of delivery, but I feel like Katie is still lying. I feel like she is talking to bloggers. I feel like, and I think her.
I think that Katie does talk to bloggers. I think that she has to regret that. Like, there's no way. Like, and I think that she's the newest one, so she's trying to figure out how this whole thing works.
So, wait, hold on. Katie's the one that went on the podcast and said that what's her face said that she got roofied?
No, she didn't go on a podcast. She allegedly contacted Kiki Monique, who
remember Kiki Monique? I told you I want to get a new cat just to name it Kiki Monique.
Oh my, brilliant.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Yeah, that's the reason we go to the pet shop, right? Or not the pet shop, the rescue, right?
Yeah. Exactly. Let's do it. And she allegedly was having lunch or talking to Kiki and said, this is what happened with the naked wasted stuff. I went to dinner at Mastro's with these fools sometime in September, October. They dished and told me the entire story, and here's what it is. And Kiki then came on the show and said that, yeah, Katie, I did meet with Katie and Katie said it. So you think Kiki's lying?
No, I think Gretchen told her that.
Oh, yeah.
And I just don't know why. I don't know if Gretchen realized that was going to come back to her. I don't know if she realized the person she was telling is a person who has a little inkling to speak with bloggers now and again, and that it was going to become a big, massive thing. I don't know. Or maybe she did know. Maybe she's following in Tamara's footsteps and just knows, like, you got to do crazy shit if you want to keep getting crazy money and get crazy new contracts every year and whatever. So I can't really figure out Katie's motivation exactly. Like, I'm open to her being self-serving in that for sure. I totally am. There's just a vibe I'm getting from her that I'm getting shit fuck vibes from everyone but her. Like,
what about Gina?
I feel like Gina is, I don't even think she's a part of this group. Like, she's like the voice of reason over here sometimes. I mean, she doesn't like, I don't know what
Katie allegedly told the lie about Gina also. Like, she's done it.
Yeah, so I know that she's done things like
literally
this.
to everyone, to Heather, to Tamara, to Gretchen, to Emily, not Emily, to Gina. And so I don't know if I don't know if these are all lies. I don't know. It's just how about this? I've watched every single episode of, I probably shouldn't be bragging about this, but of every single Housewives. I go to Australia, I go to Melbourne, I go anywhere I can watch it, I'm watching it, okay? I have never seen one character consistently been called out saying, like, in their 2 back-to-back seasons, like, wait, you made up this lie about me. You made up this lie about me. Like, Vicky was nuts and would do outlandish things and she would be a hypocrite, but it was somehow different. And by the way, Vicky would get on, make me crazy with the shit that she would do. But this seems in a very narrow lane of, like, you're going out and either telling people outside of this circle or even within this circle, like, oh, hey, the only reason Gina's friends with you, Heather, is for your real estate contacts. That's what Gina said to me. And Gina's like, no, I didn't say that. Oh, hey, the only, like, Tamara, just so you know, you roofied Gretchen. Like, it's a behavior I've never seen before from one character on one of these shows. And I just feel like where there's smoke, there's fire.
Why are Tamara and Katie friends again now then?
Like, they are? In present day?
Yeah.
No idea.
It looks like Tamara's trying to get Vicky to come back next year.
Maybe
she's making a campaign.
Maybe to go against Gretchen because she knows it would really piss Gretchen off.
I guess so. So then it's like, that's how I land on, like, this is a horrible show. like this person that what the show is pointing to, which I don't buy. Like, I just, my spidey senses are just all over the place telling me,
and
like,
it's
that's
fair
not
what you're saying. It's very fair.
I think that why, if, like, the lie is the person that does worst from the lie would be Tamara, because she would have been the one that roofied the person and gotten them to hook up with their son, like, too wasted. And I mean, Rohypnol is the date rape drug. Like that's the
How old was the son?
like an adult. Like he was like a teenager.
No,
He was
but
like
like-
early 20s.
Yeah, he was like 21 or something. What?
Older than that, but definitely not much.
Maybe
What?
Type of dude that'd be out of bars roofing chicks in that
No,
age
no, no.
range.
Well, I mean, he's a real loser, but like not like.
So the type of dude that'd be out roofing chicks because you need to roofie a girl if you're a loser.
No.
I don't even watch this shit, and I think I just cracked the case. It was the kid that.
Oh my
did
God.
it.
And everyone's going to be like, oh my God, Mike, you're so smart. I've been thinking that for the last 27,000 years. Thank God someone's speaking for me.
Finally, I hear you. I have my voice.
So Tamara would be the most aggrieved by this whole thing. So for her to come out of this and is now, it's like her and Katie against fucking everyone. Like it just, like, sure, bringing Gretchen down would be, that totally makes sense.
Yeah.
But it's like, what are we watching here?
Because
Like,
here's how things work in the housewife world, okay? It's based off of allyship. So Katie and Tamara meet up, and Katie's like, listen, do I believe that you roofed her? Absolutely not, but that's what Gretchen said. And Tamara says, oh my God, of course I didn't roofie her. That's so Gretchen, because she's a liar. Everything she says is a lie.
Yeah.
And she goes, yes. Katie says, yes, she lied about me. Because I'm telling you, that's the story she told me at Mastro's.
Yeah.
And you can call my husband, Matt, right now and ask him. And she's like, yep. And now they are bonding over their mutual hatred of Gretchen. That's how they are friends now. I don't even need that scene filmed. I have connected the dots for us all.
right. So then Gretchen lied about this.
So no,
I think Gretchen or Slade, one of them,
Yeah.
is just popping off and saying like, oh, she basically roofied me. And then I had to go to the hospital. And like, I don't know if she went to the hospital or not. It seems like she said she did in the car. I don't know why she would say, and I understand what you're saying, that it was like garbled and like, what is she even talking about? It doesn't make any sense. But then nobody asks her about that. And that the whole lie detector thing, that was a massive like.
Well, can we talk about that for a minute?
Yeah.
Because do we believe, Mike, Mike's head's going to explode. Do we believe anything about the lie detector test?
Like, no, I don't. But God, they really, I mean, every single question Katie got wrong, every single question.
I mean, she walked in there saying, I have a lot of anxiety. I don't feel well about, good about this.
Yeah.
But that, I mean, if that's true, or like you can know a lie detector is all about that, and you can go in and like get anxious and also like make a lie detector fuck itself.
Yeah.
Or if you are someone who's truly anxious, a lie detector test might not work on you.
But they all said that they were anxious. Like even
Well, I
Gina
mean,
was
that-
like,
Right. Okay.
But that's like nowadays, like lie detectors have been around in movies long enough that you're like, oh no, just be nervous and sweating, anxious, and like get your heart rate up, and it'll think you're lying about everything, and then like when they're like, is your name Courtney? And you're like, yes, and it's like, they're like, okay, this isn't gonna work on her.
Okay, so let me just,
you can
and this
trick
is
a
what
lie
makes it
detector
unfair
test.
because we, as we've said a million times, like, are we deep diving the show or are we deep diving the news? Because there are people out there now that have researched this company and they see that this is like a company that, like, if you have a TV show, you hire them to come in. Like they are the lie detectors to the stars, like to the reality shows, to the competition shows.
Yeah, Bob and
whatever.
Frank over at Lie Detectors.
Right, yeah, but they probably had him on AGT before, or Marriage Boot Camp, because you worked on that, and they did come to Marriage Boot Camp, but I don't know if you were on there that season.
I mean, I think they do that every season.
Oh, okay, well,
Like, it's like
then you might have met these
the
two.
lie detector
Yeah.
episode or whatever.
Yeah.
Probably.
Because Gretchen was also on there, and they asked Gretchen, have you had a lie detector test before? And she says, no. And then Dana Wilkie goes, that was a red flag for me right away, because I didn't know if you guys remember this. And then she goes back, and it's on Marriage Boot Camp. She's
Wait,
there
what
with
season
Slade.
of Marriage Boot Camp was she
I
on?
don't know what season number it was, but they're on there.
I'm gonna check.
And she did get a lie detector test before, and she lied to the lie detector guy.
Wait, who is it? Which one? Gretchen?
Gretchen Rossi, yeah.
How funny would it be if I worked on the same season
that would
of
be
Marriage
amazing.
Boot Camp that she did?
I mean, I could see why you wouldn't even see her. You had Heidi and Spencer there. That's all I'd be focused on.
Let's get, if we want to talk about real celebrities.
Okay, so then Dana also went in and just went through the companies, like basically like what to expect when you get this service from us. And there's
what
like
to expect when you're
yeah,
expecting.
exactly, and expecting a lie detector test to come on your TV show. they can choose, and by they, it's the producers, because the producers are the ones that bring it on. And the show can choose, do you want level 1 accuracy, level 2, level 3, or level 4? There's 4 levels that they do. Apparently, if any lie detector test, it should only be, I think, like 4 questions at a time. And then it would have to last over like 2 hours. For whatever reason, there's like, you can't be dehydrated, you can't move. There's a bunch of rules, and like depending on what level of accuracy you want, that's how you have to abide by whatever that categories of rules are. But it also said in there that like if you want them for parody, or for if this is a hidden camera type thing, or like whatever, you just tell us what you want them to fail on. And like, this is a fucking company this is an entertainment. Like, I'm sure that the people that come in, do it, I'm sure the freelance lie detector people that come in, just like, freelance actors and freelance writers and freelance lie detector for TV shows. So I'm not saying that every single person that works there is a hoax, but like, this is for entertainment purposes. And I don't know, like, it also seemed to me during the lie detector that like I can say this totally honestly. Like,
should we put you on a lie detector?
Yeah, please do. No, and that's my point. I don't care if my story is 100%. That's exactly what happened. Whatever. If you said take a lie detector, I don't know if I would, because I just don't. I don't understand lie detectors. I don't know what. Like, I know that I'm a highly anxious person. Like very, like, my brain all over the place. I have high blood pressure. Like, there's just things about it that like, oh, and you have to wait, what? You worked on?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
And you don't remember them?
I don't think
Breaking news, Mike worked with Gretchen and Slade on Marriage Boot Camp, and he does not remember them. What good are you?
Oh, wait, maybe I remember Slade.
He probably was talking to you
because he's part of production.
Slade likes to get in with the producers.
He
is a producer, basically.
He's always, he's just, they don't have to give me a title, but
that's what he said on the
he said they don't have to give me a
Juicy
title,
Scoop.
but I basically am one.
He goes, because they had that spinoff, him and Joe, Date My Ex.
Yeah.
And he goes, I was in those pitch meetings. So I was basically working with the producers because I was essentially hosting the show.
Yeah.
He has a real inflated.
No, my favorite is the one where he says he's at one of the reunions in the earlier seasons, and he says, like, one of the, like, I think they're in the questions portion or whatever, where Andy's reading the Twitter comments or whatever, and Andy says something about like Slade, doing anything and everything to be able to get on the show and whatever. And Slade goes, well, Andy, I'll remind you that you should remember that I'm the one who opted out for season whatever it was. I decided I wasn't going to come back. And Andy goes, the housewife you were dating was no longer on the show. There, you didn't have a housewife.
Yeah.
Like,
you don't have a house here.
But like the way that he answered, he was like, yeah, like almost more like that should even tell you. Like, it was like, he's so delusional.
Delusional.
And he's like, well, Joe wasn't on the show anymore, so you wouldn't. There was no place for you.
But then
and
the producers wanted him back and said, take Lori out.
Yeah,
on a
exactly.
date. Like, that's what I'm saying. There's lies everywhere. And so to unknot this is to try and figure out where our skin starts. And I'm not saying that Katie is some horrible person lying left, right, and center. She's coming from a history of lying. So I can't figure out what's going on.
I can't either.
That's what happens when you lie, people.
But it was funny how also the lie that they caught Tamara on was that she said that she was on the spectrum, and she is not. She lied about that. They asked about
hiring the paparazzi
for what's her name? Heather.
Failed on that.
Lied about that. And everyone will, like, paparazzi are not hanging out at Disneyland.
I was just there. No, they certainly aren't. They didn't get me.
Yeah. So, like, I think she did do that because there were those rumors swirling around, and like, she didn't need to. I think that was an overreach that she did, but like, big deal, she did that, but she lied.
It probably wasn't like an actual paparazzi moment. I'm sure she just was
had her son take it.
That's right. Like, just had someone get this picture and then have an assistant submit it somewhere. And so on a technicality, no, you didn't call the paparazzi.
Right.
Like, But that's how all of this shit starts, right?
Yeah.
Where it's like, yes, you did meet with Kiki Monique and you did say stuff that you shouldn't have said and you're not being truthful about that. But then Gretchen, you did say that at the dinner table and you're lying about it now. But like, I guess the only reason not because I think Gretchen and Slade are some pristine, perfect people that have never lied, any of that stuff. I just don't understand if you loathed this person so much and they had said about your significant other that he is a deadbeat dad to his child who had cancer and is now no longer with us.
Yeah.
If you knew that she roofied you, of course I would be talking about it.
Right. No, I don't think that, I think that the roofie thing is a lie. I think Gretchen's the one who lied about it. And just like instead of saying she got me so wasted, she's basically trying to say she got me incoherent. She got me where I couldn't make my own decisions. She basically roofied me. Like that's how I think. That's what I think makes the most sense. Is that Gretchen said that, or
that's
Slade
what you
said
think
that.
Gretchen said?
Yeah, I think they said something along those lines and used the word roofied, but probably were just meaning to say
They're doing a Craig Conover.
Yeah.
How dare you?
They pulled an old Craig Conover.
You're lucky Chrissy Sheeks isn't
They
here to
pulled a
watch
Conover on her.
They Conovered her.
They Conovered her.
It's not funny, Christy.
But here's the thing. Then that means that Katie totally computed that story and added that she went to the hospital, that a toxicology report came back positive. That's a lot.
I know, but why did Gretchen say in the car, yeah, I went there, I was really sick? I understand that it's still weird, but like she did say that. Like we all heard her say that. So what the fuck?
I don't know. This is what I'm saying. It's so frustrating.
Yeah.
And we're probably not going to get to the bottom of it. And the thing that I guess is, when I think this happens in sports, so this is going to be a terrible analogy because I don't know anything about sports, but when you're the home team, don't you get an advantage? Like you get to flip the coin or do the thing first, or isn't that?
Sure.
Oh yeah, with baseball, you're at bat last. Right? Like you're always batting.
The away team gets to bat first. So yes.
So the home team
it's less an advantage and more a courtesy.
I think it's good for the home.
It is an advantage, but it's not set up that way.
Okay.
I think it's set up as a courtesy.
Oh,
you're our guests, you go first.
You go first.
But it is an
it's an advantage, right? So point being is I think because these home team people, not Katie, we've seen them for so many years and we have seen they're not fresh coming off of this lie. Her disadvantage is being this is you're the newbie, and the only historical data that I have on you is that you did tell a massive lie and you owned up to it.
Yeah.
So it's that maybe that's who you. If that's the first thing we found out about you, maybe you just twist the truth.
Yeah.
Not because you're a bad person, not because whatever, because this is what you do and you're trying to stay on the show and
See, this is everyone I think is so fucking scared of Tamara. Everyone, no one seems to want smoke from Tamara. They don't want any heat. They don't want to deal with it. I imagine it to be hell on earth to be in her whatever. Because I think that Tamara is so horrible, and because I think that everyone is so scared of her, it is hard for me just to go, oh well, she lied about these one things, Katie, and so she must she's just doing it again. There just seems to be way too many other things that are happening that are just too weird and too suspect, and that no one's addressing that she said that in the car. When it's like they are all too quick to be like, Katie, you're out, you should leave, get on out. And Katie's like, okay, I'm just gonna go. It was very once they decided that she was gone, she left, and then apparently she's not gonna be on for however many episodes. She's kind of off for the next stretch of time.
Oh wow!
And then she'll come back for the. She could be back before the end of the season. She's definitely coming to the reunion, she says. But she said that she stayed in bed for several weeks of just because this has been trauma to her, that because she stands firm that she did not lie about this. This is exactly what Gretchen told her that happened. And
okay, question. Then do we think that if that's the case, then Jen is lying to cover up for Slade and Gretchen?
So I go back and forth on, like, I remember next to nothing. And like, so it's either, is she just, like I said, have that short of a memory card that like she just isn't, like she doesn't pay attention to things. I do this all the time. So like, I know this is a thing. You're just like, she seems kind of scattered. She seems a little dumb. I'm sorry. She's lovely. So sweet. Banger season last season.
Babe in the Woods.
Yeah. Great season last season. But she just seems a little flighty. Like her mind's in other places. Or is she just fucking like, I don't want to go back to warring with Tamara. If this is the side we're going on, like this is just easier for me. This girl's new. I'm sorry. I had a fucking shit time with her too. It's going to suck, but like, I can't get involved in this. I can't be like the deciding factor of this lie. I'm not going to be the one that like says you're lying or you're lying.
Wow. So she'll leave her best friend out to.
I don't put it past.
That's brutal.
What's hard about this is that like, I don't know people like this. And so like, I would be like, no, of course not. Like, no, like my Jen would never do that to me. Like in a million fucking years, I don't care like what the benefit is. Like she's just is a principled person. She would never do that to me. But then I see how they have let Tamara just annihilate every cast member at some point. Like she has fucked everyone over at some point. She has come for everyone. And so like, I don't know if you act like a normal human anymore once you're just like in this group of women. Like, I don't know if those reactions are the same as like your reactions within like your own group of friends are like normal and whatever.
Are the meanies on this show more popular in real life than the non-meanies? Like if they set over 19 seasons, have they taught the new girls, or the new women rather, that like, hey, if you're a fucking psycho, you get way more out of this? Do you know what I'm saying?
Like, I mean, this show would not exist without Tamara. Like there's no story going on.
Show without her.
Yeah. And like, I love Heather Dubrow. Like just cause I'm just so used to her now. Like I remember thinking she was a little hoity toity for a while, but now she just is that. And now I embrace her for her hoity-toity.
I'm here for it.
Yeah, like she's the definition of what we're all supposed to be watching. I do see her, like she should jump ship and head to Beverly Hills after this. I just think like if this is the kind of storylines that you guys are going to be like just going in circles around.
I don't know if it's an option for her.
Yeah, they've like packed that cast now with Rachel Zoe and with I think what's her name's going to be on there. Charlie Sheen's ex-wife that's going through the divorce right now.
Denise Richards?
Denise Richards
coming back?
I think she's either just popping in for some or might be a friend of, or like, so she'll do that. And like, I just think that they've got a lot going on there right now. So I don't think that they're like, and Heather's such just a great, she's a supporting role, you know, like she's just great to have, but I don't know if she's necessary there, and she's definitely necessary in Orange County. So I don't know.
Yeah, she is very necessary there.
But if I were her, I would do everything I could to get out of this, because this is just bad news. This is bad news bears on this show.
And who knows if we'll ever get down to the bottom of it.
I know, but like, that's what I don't want to spend my season doing, is like just this one lie that like really doesn't make a difference, because like I said, it's always just lie after lie. All this show is about like one of the bitches lies, and then they try to figure it out and then the sides form and what is this show? Like you said, it's a great season. Like what's good about this season?
Okay, so let me put it to you this way. Like I think it was probably 3 seasons ago. It was maybe the season that Heather came back because she was gone for a minute.
Yeah,
it was so awful. It ended in like a staged music video. It was so bad.
Yeah.
It was
so you just have seen how bad it can get.
Yeah.
Okay.
And this, at least now, like things are happening. People are talking or becoming friends again. Or
people are lie detecting.
Lie detecting. Gretchen's back. We've thrown Joe into the mix. It's like there's action here.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that this is the greatest meal I've ever been served, but like I can work with this. Give me salt and pepper and we've got an edible dish.
Yeah.
I also think that like, I don't mean to be the bearer of bad news, but I really just feel like it's only a matter of time before something with Ryan and Jen happens. I'm very invested in, I'm very sad for Emily and like the struggle that she's going through with her son. It just seems just so unbearably hard, because not only does she not know how to parent, or in her words, I don't know how to parent my child. It's clearly causing a divide between her and her husband. So I'm and they're also very open with their relationship. Like they talk a lot about when they have had problems, and I appreciate that. I appreciate the candor. So I want to see what happens there. I know this sounds so silly, but I like watching Gina's relationship with her ex-husband's wife, because Gina got on the show when she first moved from New York to Orange County. I think it might have happened her first year. It definitely happened within her second season. She found out that he was having an affair. And so she went through her whole thing. She got a DUI. She like really was at rock bottom and has like built herself back up. And now she's got this great guy in her life. And now she's really good friends with her ex-husband who just had a heart attack. And like, not that I want anyone to have a heart attack. I just feel like, I'm curious about your life. And like, I think it's cool that you guys have become such good friends again. And none of that was 3 seasons ago. She was starting like a skincare line that never went anywhere. Yeah. And like, we're doing some weird music video and no one can sing. Like, what are we doing here? This is ridiculous. This is not what this show is. So there's just there's more meat on the bone. Yeah. Maybe not for you.
I didn't set out to cover Housewives. We're doing this because we've got a 3-week lull of no shows and we wanted to give you something. So we just sort of said, I mean, Courtney will always cover Housewives, and we are trying to we've got some things cooking in the mix. Yes, like exciting stuff to have some more people who are true Housewives sickos. And so that'll be great. But
much better when you're a sicko of the show.
So like, I don't want to like rain on anyone's parade, but I think that this is the worst show on television right now and the worst cast. And I think that it's just horrible people, and I don't like any of them. And I mean, the ones that I like are like how you're saying 3 years ago, this show was fucking piece of shit. And so now that's why I think I'm okay with some of the people. I'm like, at least they're not Tamara. At least they're not Tamara. Like that's
Orange County is not notoriously known for putting out the best people. Yours truly excluded. But
their early seasons were great.
Oh, the golden age.
Yeah.
If you go back.
A different Gina. She was married to a baseball player.
Matt Keogh.
Yeah. She was great. Vicky had so many great seasons.
Oh, Dawn. I love Dawn Gumbelson. Dawn, if you're watching, I love you.
Dawn, if you're watching, what the fuck, bro?
No. And then that's why like the Slades and Joe's made sense, because she was the young cutie and he was like the rich guy, or supposedly maybe really wasn't.
He did Title.
Yeah. And so it was a different time, and so
and
now
drove
we're
a
just
Hummer
working with a different thing.
And had a black card.
Yeah.
I challenge you to go back and watch season 1 of Real Housewives of Orange County. It was a completely different show.
Yeah.
None of the housewives really mingled with each other except for Lori and Vicky, because Lori worked for Vicky.
Yeah.
Gina maybe, like all of they followed everyone's lives, but they were isolated. And then it was only in season 2 that they had them like get together for a mixer, or there were no vacations. It was just like, oh, you're gonna, go, Gina's gonna come over and you guys are gonna walk around the neighborhood or whatever. So they started mingling more, and they didn't have a reunion till I think season 3.
Yeah.
And you followed much more family oriented stuff, and then it got into the drama with the women and all this stuff. And I will say, Tamara coming on that show changed Housewives kind of across the board, because I don't remember when New Jersey started, because definitively Teresa with the table flip and all that shit, I mean, she took everything to the next level. But when Tamara came on, she was like, I'm the hottest housewife in Orange County. She wanted to like show how great her life was. She threw a drink in Gina's face. Like, none of this shit had happened before.
She was great in the beginning. She wasn't a total asshole. She was way more of a voice of reason, and way more like one that you'd be like, she's a normal person here. Like, and then I don't know what happened to her.
I think she's been in the biz too long.
Yeah, she's been
something has tarnished what's going on. But
this is normally the kind of person that you say, get off this show and your life will be better. I don't know if it will be better.
No, I don't either.
Yeah. So.
And she even said that because her and her husband Eddie, who I actually think you'd really like.
Eddie, DM me.
Right on that, Rose. They had a house in Mammoth or Big Bear or something like that, and he wanted to spend more time there than in Orange County. And she was saying, "No, I need to be in Orange County because I have to still be doing stuff. I'm gonna go out of my mind if we're just walking the dogs around the neighborhood and maybe skiing when there's snow."
Yeah.
And so I think you're right.
Yeah.
Eddie, definitely hit me up. I'll hang out with you.
Oh, Jesus. I'm going to leave a bunch of links in the description. Sometimes I say I'm going to do that and I don't, but I really will this time. No, I don't not. I just forget. I forget. So I'm going to put the interview. I'm going to put this Dana Wilkie thing. She's a kook. Don't get me wrong. But she just has a lot of things to show you. And she's got a video everything's got links to it. So she's
got receipts.
She got the receipts. So she really prides herself on the receipts in this episode specifically. And then I'll put I haven't watched the Juicy Scoop one, but that'll be Slade and
Gretchen. It's good. It's interesting. Yeah. They talk about a lot of stuff. And they did say to Heather, they were like, have we ever called you to drop information or put a story out there for us? Slade asked Heather all of these questions, and for whatever it's worth, in this little corner of the world, he wasn't lying.
Yeah.
Not saying that he doesn't.
Oh, you know what? I won't put it in the description. I'll put it in because these are all YouTube videos. So I'll post them in the community post. So it'll just be it'll almost be like it's coming from us, and you'll just hit play and you'll be able to see it. So Dana's that one and then she went on, Katie just was on Nick Viall, just her alone. So there's a whole hour of that.
Oh, I want to listen to that.
There's a whole thing of Katie's husband is on one with someone named something Stu. I don't know. This isn't a podcast I normally listen to, not for any reason. I just hadn't seen it before. And just so many things that I had to go watch to try to piece things together until the point that I realized, are you guys doing this on purpose? Making me run around because there isn't going to be an end to this story. So you're just keeping us all busy as opposed to, I don't know.
Getting down to the truth.
Yeah, getting down to the truth, or if there just isn't one to get to. But we're all working overtime, and it makes us all that much more engaged with the show and waiting for next Thursday night. And it could just be that's what these shows are now. You gotta have 50,000 different things to watch to keep you really connected and feeling like, no, you know what's really going on here. No, I know what's really going on here because I found this one thing. And there's a conspiracy that Gretchen had signed a NDA about this when it happened. It's running rampant though.
Wow, that would be insane.
Yeah.
You know what we could call that? The community post dump thing.
What?
When you're having, I'm gonna start a new thing right now. It's gonna be so good. When you have a bunch of receipts in the via links, and you're dropping a bunch of links to prove something, you call that the sausage. Because bunch of links on links.
Like and subscribe. We're usually better than this.
Well, we'll drop the sausage sometime on Sunday.
Yeah. And here's the thing. I watched all of them, and I'm still so tongue-tied because they all contradict each other. So, it really felt like a wild goose chase, and that I was the idiot that went on it. And here I am sending you guys on it. I just want you to know why I talked like I did this whole time.
This is why I always point to, I think, someone correct me if I'm wrong, it's season 7 of Atlanta. Atlanta's so good. It's so good. I want to cover Atlanta. But season 7, there was a rumor brought up by Phaedra about Kandi. And in real time, okay, on the reunion, it all comes out. And the truth comes out, and we connect all the dots. And it was honestly one of the most satisfying moments of maybe my entire life. If you have watched Slade and Gretchen long enough, you can see how they paint a picture.
Yeah.
And listen, everyone said, oh, your engagement is fake. They got engaged on the show. It clearly wasn't. They're still together now. They have a 6-year-old child. They've been together for 16 years, which is longer than some of these women's marriages. No shade, but facts are facts.
Yeah.
The maths. There was also this thing that had happened where when Alexis was still on the show, she was saying that she's a news anchor, and really Fox 5 or whatever was doing some workout segment with Dr. Booty. And they had originally asked Gretchen if she could come do this, but Gretchen was busy. And so then they asked Alexis, And somehow this came up. And Alexis was like, I don't know why you would say that. That's a lie. They only wanted me. And Gretchen's like, the way Gretchen said it didn't come off right, but Gretchen actually was telling the truth.
Yeah.
And she was like, no, they asked me on this date. I couldn't do it. They said, great, we'll ask Alexis. So, or something to that end. So my point is like, even though they tell these really like colorful tales, there is usually some seedling of truth in there. So I think how you said it originally, when it's like, she was so sick. I mean, we thought she got roofied. She should have gone to the hospital. I could see how that's probably how they said it. And then there's also the other option that no, she got really fucking sick. She did go to the hospital. She was roofied and she just never wanted to say it because it could have put her job in jeopardy.
Yeah.
But it wouldn't have put her, unless she signed something with the network that said she wouldn't talk about it.
And that's what something else that I read too. But that was not from, that was like someone's talking about that they saw that. So like I don't know what that is, but like
hearsay.
Right, but like so this whole thing, again, as I've said a million times, is so convoluted that like you start entertaining really anything because like they are not leading you anywhere.
And if you're going to do this, you need to fucking tie it up then at the end. You can't have us on a wild goose chase for a year, bringing up something that happened 15 years ago and not have, okay, this is what was really here's the end of the story, the end.
Yeah.
And let's fucking talk about something new next season.
Yeah. It kind of felt like Katie was the only one that wasn't told there was going to be a lie detector, just by the way that they all reacted to it and being so like, oh, great. Like, because I think that they're all lying liars who lie. And so like the fact that they were all like, oh, this is going to be great. Like it just
I don't think Heather knew, because Heather was looking for alcohol. And that's why what's her face was Emily was like, oh, it's not here yet. And then after she did it, she was like, oh, that's why you weren't giving us alcohol, because you can't be drinking if you're doing a lie detector test.
Yeah. But like maybe she doesn't know the drinking rule, like, but she could still know like, oh, they've got something going. I don't know. It just, the way that they all agreed so lightly. And like, I know that I wouldn't, I'd be like a lie detector. Like I would be uncomfortable with the whole thing. Like, and right now I could easily just say no, because I wouldn't be lying. So I would just do it. This is a hypothetical, and I'm still like sweating thinking about a lie detector test for God knows what I've ever said about anything.
Natalie won't take your hypothetical lie detector
test.
I
won't.
Not be engaging.
Okay, yeah. So this was just like I said, this is clearly not what we normally do, but we wanted to get started on Orange County because I'm down to finish it this season. Like we got lucky.
And let's also start dipping into some housewifery.
I'm going golfing. Some people. Yeah.
You've been golfing in your mind this whole.
Only here because I can't. So I won't get fined. I have been golfing in my mind this whole time.
Oh, speaking of doing things differently, if anyone's new here or not new, I'm trying to do Pam Anderson's thing. I'm seeing what no makeup feels like, and if I look disgusting, then great. If I don't, then that's also great. This is not fishing for a compliment. Natalie's like, you're going to say that, so I was going to say you look nice.
No, I didn't say you would say that. I said you should say that because then everyone will chime in and go like, "Oh my God, I can't even tell you're so beautiful." Like,
I just want to put it out there. I know I'm not wearing makeup. It's a lot of work, and then you got to go home and you got to scrub all that shit off. And I just got out of the shower.
We were having this conversation before we started rolling, and I was like, not that I didn't know, but Love Island really made me be like, oh wow, like that's why those dudes are making breakfast all the time. Is because those girls are at work.
Oh my God. And I don't even come close to that.
I wouldn't even know how to do that. Yeah. But also, how are you out in the Fiji sun all day just with that cake?
No.
Like,
I would be like breakout city. I would be schwitzing.
Yeah.
Like I can't even, from parts of me that I didn't even know had pores.
I feel like I would be reapplying like 7 times a day because like that makeup can't last in that sun. It would just
the lashes a lot. They would be you know that episode of I Love Lucy where like it falls off into her drink?
Yeah.
That would be me. Anyway.
Yeah.
Let's see how it goes. Maybe this will be my new thing. Maybe I'll inspire other people.
No, that's not happening. No.
It's less work. Anyway, like and subscribe, guys.
Subscribe.
Yeah, please.
What she said.
Ciao, ciao.
Check you later.